Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this video we are looking at a classic DC Universe Classics Batman figure. I'm pretty sure I've reviewed this once before, but I had a viewer request me to review it again. That doesn't sound like a good sentence. Either way, he asked me to review it, so I am going to review it. Plus, I'm a Batman fan, and I wanted to see how well a black figure on a black background worked with the new camera and settings. I kind of think I like it. I don't know. It's easier for me to shoot on a black background, and I kind of like just having the black background in general. So we might go with that. I don't know. We're going to see how this video goes and see what happens. So this figure, DC Universe Classics, pretty standard size, about 17 centimeters, which makes them about 16 3/4 inches. So slightly taller than your average Marvel Legends, but definitely close enough to be in scale. And we have the cat in the background. He really hides in this new setting. Anyway, it's a solid black Batman. There's really only this one version of him that looks like this. I'm pretty sure this was one of the The cat just totally destroyed the backdrop. I don't know if you guys can see him as well anymore, but he's back there. Anyway, I think this was one of the anniversary editions, but either way, you can just kind of Google around DC Universe Classics. Actually, don't Google around. I'll have it in the title. It'll be in the title. I don't know what it is offhand, but it'll be in the title. So it's basically your standard Batman body. You know, they all had the same body for the most part, same cape for the most part, same belt for the most part, and then we had the gloves with the little spikes on them. So there's nothing a whole lot to talk about here. We do have a slightly glossier black, slightly darker black for the boots, slightly more satin for the legs. Same issue for the gloves and suit, which is really good. I mean, having the slightly darker black is something they didn't have to do, but they did. So it worked out really nicely. They have the yellow belt with the painted belt buckle on there, and then we have the Bat logo on his chest, which I think is painted pretty darn well. It's not the best in the world, but it's definitely good enough. And then the face, pretty standard, white eyes, skin-colored face. So not a whole lot to talk about there. Cape, fairly stiff plastic, but it looks good, so that's okay. As far as articulation goes, the head can look up and down. It's one of those rare, awesome DCUC figures where you can get extra posability out of the head. I really enjoy that. Shoulders, no problem at all with the shoulders. Full-on ball hinge, bicep swivel, single jointed elbow give you about 90 degrees, and then you get your wrist swivel at the actual wrist. For the torso, we have our standard ab crunch. Goes about that far forward, which is probably far enough, and it can lean fairly far back. Unfortunately, though, the sculpt is not continued up through the torso, so it does get kind of flat up there. We have a waist twist. The belt is technically a separate piece of plastic, but it's fairly stiff and pretty much stuck to the crotch piece, so don't try to move that too much. You probably won't have any luck. For the hips, they're the standard DCUC, which go pretty far forward, not too far. Let's see if we can keep it in focus. But probably far enough, and then as far as going out to the side, no issues there. We have our thigh swivel right there, single jointed knee, give you about 90 degrees, and then we have our ankle hinge, which has really good range of motion. And this guy, he technically does have a little bit of an ankle rocker. I think he does. Yeah, he does. Just a littlest bit, but yours might be a little more, mine might be a little less, but it is there. So he's a pretty solid, pretty basic figure, pretty standard for DCUC. I keep using the word standard because you guys know as well as I do, most DCUC figures share a lot of the same, at least mechanics, if not parts. He does come with some accessories. He was one of the ones, I think, unless I somehow got this mixed in, he came with one of these clear bases. He also came with this Batarang. And he also came with this, which is a little bat computer. See if we can focus in on that. And you can open this up, and it's actually an incredible amount of detail for just an accessory. They did a really good job on this. So you can see that. All kinds of cool detail in there. Very cool accessory to have with Batman. So it's definitely one I would pick up. If I was a Batman fan, and I am, I would say to pick this up. It's a good figure, and I think you will be happy to have it if you are one of the fans of the all-black looking Batman. So there it is, guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can see my upcoming figure reviews, custom figures, and other good stuff. And in the meantime, keep collecting.